trade shows. For instance, the Carolinas is getting bigger. Are you concerned about that success, and will it hurt the GCSAA and future GIS shows?
No. The success of those chapters really creates the success of GCSAA as a national organization, and here's why. As those chapters become engaged and those members are now attending the regional shows or consuming education and taking part in those opportunities, they start to get it, and they understand that we're all in this together, and that as we come together and create a national organization that's made up of 19,000 men and women that represent the superintendent profession, we can stand on Capitol Hill and have a lot louder voice and be able to advocate and outreach for the profession and for the game of golf. And that is extremely difficult to do as a single entity, as a small chapter. And so we certainly encourage and are doing everything we can to help support those chapters and make them stronger. We just rolled out a field staff program, which we will be serving nine regions in the United States and helping to enact that.
Greg, on a follow-up from that, how do you see the relationships between the companies that really do support the trade shows and buy the booth space and have the presence out there? How do you see that relationship between companies like John Deere and the national associations morphing or changing as we move forward?
John, I actually do see it changing as we go forward here, but I don't think it's anything that's specific to the relationship between vendors and the association. I think I speak for pretty much everyone in the vendor side of the deal here. We all have a vested interest in a strong association. I think instead here what you're seeing is a natural evolution that occurs anytime you have economic downturns or stress or pressures are put on any kind of a business entity. You have to stop and reinvent yourself, and that's healthy. Red had just said here how much more productive we are here in the last 2 or 3 years here than we have been in the past. That's ingenuity. That's a result of people figuring out new and better and less expensive ways to do business. And the GCSA and the CMAA and the CGSA are no different than any other business entity. And in Red's case here, he's taken over the reins at a time that it potentially is one of the most difficult times in the association's history. But he and I have shared not only my thoughts here, but I think there's a need for education on a global basis. I travel all over the world here, and I see spots where the agronomic education is so woefully lacking in other parts of the world and so needed. And it seems to me there's an opportunity for someone like the GCSA to become much more involved here on a global basis. There's only roughly 40,000 customers on the planet that we're all dealing with. So it's not. This isn't a huge industry. It's not. There's not millions of customers for us to deal with from an agronomic standpoint and an education standpoint. So. We're all interested in continuing to see the GCSA and the CMA and the CGSA and all the other associations we're part of to continue to reinvent themselves, and we're here right along with them, trying to not only reinvent ourselves, but to help them be the best they can be, because frankly it's in our own interest.